Hey, what's going on guys, Garden Shed here, and welcome! So today's something a little bit different, and it's all about what kit I started off with and how it's evolved over the last 18 months. So this is my Shoei GT Air. I shall zoom out a little bit so you can see it. And I've always had a Shoei GT Air because one of the agreements for me getting a bike was that I got the best helmet I possibly could do, could afford. And Shoei's a really good brand, and I liked a few of the features on it, so I got that, and I have to say I'm really pleased with it. But I'll be doing a review of kit and bits and pieces and thoughts on it at some point, but not just yet. So over here we have my first set of textiles, which are the ARMR Moto, I think it's the Kiso jacket, and these were the first things I ever bought because I wasn't sure I wanted to ride a bike wrongly. I bought cheap stuff. So, I mean, these have been fine. They've been alright. They're a little bit rough around the edges, around the seams, things like that. Oh, sorry, I just fell over. So it's got the back protector in it, which I quite liked because if I had a manual back protector, I'd forget to put it in. They've been absolutely fine, but when I came off, they got a hole there, and they got a hole on the arms as well, and that was from coming off at 10 miles an hour. So you can imagine what would have happened if I come off at, say, 30 miles an hour. There wouldn't be much left of it. But anyway, carried on with those, and they were fine. You know, good budget kit. Didn't really leak until I did about 4 hours in rain, and then I started getting a little bit soggy. And the trousers, I've got the Moto Kano trousers. Now the problem with these is they've got very narrow sort of calf bits, so I can't actually fit them over my boots. I have to fit them under my boots, but that wasn't an issue at the time, so we'll get onto that in a bit. So those were my sort of starting off textiles. Then I had a pair of these Akito gloves. They were 20 quid from my local bike shop, and wasn't overly impressed. Again, knuckle protector, I don't know if you can see there, when I came off that started perforating, and they just weren't the most comfortable things. Then I had a just generic camping regatta backpack. The problem with that I found was it's not waterproof, and I got through 3 of them in the end. The waterproof cover comes off if you're on a motorbike. You've got lots of tassely bits that flap around to the extent that one of the main straps there is all sort of perforated, and these went on both of them. So I still use it for random stuff around when I go walking or whatever, but I just no longer use it on my motorbike. Then these are my first pair of boots that I got, which are Riker waterproof short boots. Now the reason I got short boots was because my brother went, oh well, if you're learning to ride, you know, you want to get your foot down in a hurry, so short boots are way better. Now obviously he rides in Africa, so it's a little bit different, the logic, but I found what was happening is as I was riding along, my textiles were riding up on here, so then my ankles got exposed, so if it rained I got wet feet. But also just wind and things like that. They weren't the most comfortable. They're great for walking around in, but and obviously they don't offer the most support. So the first thing I changed from all of this sort of basic setup was I got my TCX boots, which are these, and that was to combat water getting in, stuff like that. They're more comfortable, better ventilation in the summer, more waterproof in winter because obviously the trousers weren't riding up on them. But the only problem I had was the textiles don't fit over that bit there. So if it rained I got wet feet still. And I do have a free pair of trousers that came with the ARMR jacket, but I don't actually know where they are. So first thing I changed was boots because of obviously better protection for your feet because your feet can drag along the ground or whatever. So that's why I got these. The only problem with them is, and if you see me, that's not bad, okay? But they squeak like mad. It's these ankle protectors here. And if you've sort of ridden with me or whatever, you know as soon as I get off the bike you know exactly where I am because you can still hear me. So that drives me absolutely barking mad. But apart from that, there's nothing wrong with the boots. And I've tried greasing them, I've tried oiling them, nothing seems to fix it. So that was all my kit when I got my 125. Well, when I had my 125, just very simple stuff like that. Now when I upgraded to a bigger bike I thought, right, okay, so bigger bike, chances are higher speeds, so I want something that's more protective. I want something that's cooler in the summer, because these ARMR textiles have absolutely no ventilation on them whatsoever. So I bought my RST Blade Levers, and I saw a couple of reviews of them and heard good things about them, and lots of people sort of falling off in them and seem to do rather well. So I thought I'd get the RST blades. Rather than those which are all sort of black and grey and stuff like that, I decided to get some with white on, purely because they've got a few colours actually, but it was down to all black, white and black, or green and black. And green and black I didn't want to look like a Power Ranger. All black, not great visibility. So that's why I went for the white and black, just to sort of increase visibility when you're on the bike. My gloves, which weren't very comfortable, are replaced with RST Blade Gloves. You're going to notice a theme going on here. Again, black and white, just because I quite like black and white gloves. I don't know why. It's a bit weird. But much better protection. The seams are on the outside, more comfortable, much better ventilation on them, keep your hands cool. And these leathers have been brilliant. I absolutely love them, really comfortable. But anyway, we'll go through bits like that in a bit. So currently I've sort of been, if it's been raining I've been wearing those, well, those textiles. If it's been sunny I've been wearing leathers. Now leathers are very hot. This summer we've had temperatures of over 30 degrees, so that's not been great, but I like the protective factor on these. So anyway, going back to backpacks. My backpack was constantly falling apart. It wasn't waterproof, so I bought myself a Kroiger. And I have to say, this is the best piece of kit that I bought for a bike. It's the Kroiger R, is it the 30, I think. Absolutely fantastic bag. Really, really comfy, completely waterproof on the inside. You've got a removable liner that you can take out, and it just rolls over like a normal dry bag. But I've done 4 or 5 hours of riding in rain, hasn't let a bit in. The outside pockets are water resistant but not waterproof, so don't expect anything in there to stay dry. Also, if you're familiar with the Kroiger things, I've got sort of the harness system with big clicky buttons, which is fantastic when you've got gloves on. You can easily get it on and off. Lots of padding, really, really comfortable. It doesn't move around like the Regatta backpack, but that's not designed for bikes. You don't have lots of flappy bits, because you can tension it all up and then tuck away the straps. So that's that. Obviously hot, wet. I use that a lot, it's brilliant. Definitely had my money's worth out of it. And the backpack I used when I was in Wales, and that was fantastic. I had 3 days worth of clothes in there, supplies and stuff like that, snacks, drinks, everything. And it was fine. It was really heavy to lift, but once it was on my back, absolutely fine, no problems. The weight spread nicely across your chest. I have a bad back, so anything uncomfortable really hurts me, but that was brilliant. No aches or pains. Now then, I have another confession to make. So, because I have my leathers, and because they're great for most year round, like I said, we've had some really hot weather, I bought myself something new today. Literally, I've just been to pick it up. So this is the RST Ventilator 5 jacket and the RST Adventure trousers. The reason I wanted some new textiles was my other ones have holes in, but I wanted something that was better quality with more protection. But as well as that, I wanted something for when I'm doing these trips, because I want to do more travelling on the bike and things. I wanted something that's more adaptable to the conditions. So it's waterproof. You can take the waterproof liner out on a sunny day and you've got a lot more ventilation than you have on leathers. Saves you having to carry 2 pairs of tops, 2 pairs of trousers. And again, opted, well, it's silver and black, not white and black. It seems a little bit white on the camera. Again, for visibility. But then you've got removable thermal liner and a removable waterproof liner for when it's really hot. So in really, really hot conditions, when it's about 35 degrees, these are a lot cooler than my leathers. And hopefully during winter, they'll be warmer than my leathers as well. So yeah, that's the RST jacket. And then I got the Adventure trousers. Again, these have removable waterproof and removable thermal linings. Now, the reason I didn't get the ventilator trousers is because I'm a dwarf. Well, no, I'm not, I'm just short. No problems with dwarfs. But, again, wanted something lightweight in the summer, waterproof in winter, easily adaptable when I'm travelling. But the reason I went for these, the adventure trousers rather than the ventilator trousers is because, well, my legs. Most motorbike kit I find is a little bit long in the leg for my waist size. So when I was looking at the ventilator trousers, the waist size was fine, but they were a bit long in the leg for me. Whereas these came in a short leg version, which is what I've got. So the waist fits and the legs fit. So not excessively baggy. Now the one thing I always ride with, and I actually keep, well, I have multiple packs of them. I have one box here, and one box in my textiles, one box in my leathers, is the pin lock earplugs. I never ever ride without earplugs. It's a habit I got from riding on a 125. My ears would ring after 20 minutes. But on long distances, they're an absolute saver. They come in a little protective case. It's not very big. Easily slips in your inside pocket, outside pocket, trouser pocket. It's not obstructive. But yeah, I always wear pin lock earplugs. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and as you can see, I've collected rather a lot of kit over the last 18 months, so I need to have a clear out and stick some of it on eBay, I think. Anyway, thank you ever so much for watching, and take care!